Hi guys, it's PanelHopper here again, back with an evening time video, and today it's another Doctor Who video, and we're talking about Torchwood, one of the two very successful, or at least mildly successful, Doctor Who spin-offs to come out the Russell T Davies era and really take off. So Torchwood, so I'm kind of approaching 30 now. So when Torchwood started in 2006, I was doing my A-levels and kind of starting to get into Doctor Who. I'd seen, most of Series 2, looking forward to Series 3, and the big buzz around my friends who were also into Doctor Who was the coming of Torchwood. What was it? It starred Captain Jack. We knew who he was. We had no idea what it would be. We'd heard the name before, didn't know what kind of show it would be, and I remember watching the first episode, Everything Changes, and the second episode, First Day I think it's called, back to back on BBC Three, which at the time was also a relatively new thing, and being kind of taken aback by how much like Buffy the Vampire Slayer it was. Now, if any of you out there have the original DVD special edition of the first series of the revival of Doctor Who, the Christopher Eccleston series, you will note that in the inside cover there's a brief insert, little paragraph from Russell T Davies where he talks about how much the revived series of Doctor Who owes to Buffy the Vampire Slayer in form and structure, in enabling that kind of genre show to appear back on TV and be popular. And it doesn't show up in Doctor Who. Doctor Who is very much its own thing, but in Torchwood it's very, very apparent that that's what they're aiming for. As a teenager at the time, I knew the show was trying to pander to me, and it was relatively successful, but there were definitely times when it was trying too hard. A lot like that first episode, that first series of Skins, back in 2007. There was a lot of very kind of music cues that were almost exactly what I was listening to on my iPod. There was a lot of sex. I mean, a lot of people talk about the second episode of Torchwood, which is literally the sex demon, the sex monster that kills people on orgasm. Like, that's pushing it. And there was a heavy emphasis on relationships. And none of this is bad. Relationships build drama. Drama builds relationships. That's the nature of human drama, in a sense. But it really didn't help. It kind of undermined the whole team aspect of Torchwood if there was so much sexual tension going on, particularly with Gwen. Gwen was supposed to be the likeable character, the audience surrogate. She very, very quickly became unlikable, just by being unable to remain, honest and to herself. And I understand that was also part of the point of the writing. She is unable to stay honest and stay true to herself. But she doesn't handle it in a way that's believable for someone who has her responsibilities, who's previously had her responsibilities. It all feels like, some of it feels like drama for drama's sake. And other stuff that doesn't feel that way is good. Episodes like Random Shoes, they're great. In Series 1, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, this opening of Season 2, again, layers on the kind of Buffy influences with the casting of James Masters, and is also very good. Like I said, Random Shoes, a good episode from Series 1. Greeks Bearing Gifts, an excellent episode from Season 1. That's how Torchwood did relationships right, with a show like that. But other episodes, they were just far too focused on being edgy, trying to prove itself as an adult show in the Torchwood universe. and it just like I said, it was very easily, some of the drama in later episodes was very easily undermined. Cyberwoman comes to mind as an episode that had a good dramatic core. The idea of Yanto hiding his girlfriend, having saved her from the Canary Wharf battle, trying to keep her secret from the team, trying to keep her alive, being still in love with her. All of that is, isn't the germ of excellent drama, but it's undermined by the ridiculousness of the Cyberwoman costume. If you Google that, Cyberwoman Torchwood, you'll see how ridiculous it is, and undermined by the kind of campy element of her being eaten by a pterodactyl. It's very, 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 very difficult to watch that episode. As far as Series 2 goes, that also had some good episodes, but that's much harder to remember. It was Series 2 became Series 2 became very muddled, trying to pick up all those relationship strands and also think of new things to do with itself. It had Martha in, and Martha's my favourite Doctor Who companion. It did link in more to Doctor Who, that was good. But Torchwood, for my money, only really picked up and did what it was supposed to do as a show, that delivered on its own promise with the Children of Earth miniseries. That's truly what Torchwood should have been. And everything else, Miracle Day included, just kind of pales in comparison. And that's kind of where I am now, 12 years on, having watched 12 years on Torchwood, the perspective of, someone in their late 20s, that's kind of where it is. It had potential, and it just kind of flushed it away very slowly in a kind of painful, drawn-out death, which shouldn't have happened. And that's kind of where I am on it, really. Okay, bye.